Hi, my name is Iliana Cantu, and I'm currently a senior at Columbia University studying computer science.
Hi, my name is Tanushri Sundar. I'm a senior at Brown University, where I study computer science and cognitive science.
Today, we're going to teach you some terminal basics. First, let's talk about what the terminal is. Terminal is an interface that allows access to the command line. This interface allows us to navigate through our files, run programs, and run processes through simple command line arguments.
To get started with a terminal, you're first going to want to figure out what operating system you have. If you have Windows 10 by default comes with two shells. One is called Command Prompt and the other is called PowerShell. Both can be launched from the Start menu. These shells support some portion of the traditional bash commands or implement them in other ways, but many developers find these shells to be lacking. As such, Windows 10 has enabled you to run a bash shell via a Linux subsystem on Windows. So if you're in a class that's assuming a Unix environment, installing this would be a good idea. And you can check out the link below for more detailed instructions. If you have a Mac, that has a Unix-like shell already, so you can just launch your terminal and go from there.
So now we're going to talk about file trees. So if you hop on to your file directory, you'll notice that your computer is organized in levels, almost like a tree. So for example, if I go into my desktop, I'll see that in here I have several folders or directories, and there could also be files in here. So now if I click into my Decrypted By Us folder, you'll see that inside that folder I have other folders. And if I click one of the folders in there, you'll see that inside that folder I have files. So you want to think about this structure and you want to keep this structure in mind because it will be very helpful in some of the things that we're going to teach you coming up. I would say that my desktop is my first level, my Decrypted By Us would be my second level, folder 3, third level, and so on and so forth. So something important to note is that my best level in a file system is called a home directory, and we're going to learn a bit more about that now.
So the home directory is a directory in your file system, just like any other directory, but with one special property. The shell has some special ways to refer to your home, which help you navigate to and from your home. So you can think of it as a home base for navigation around your file system. And there are a few ways to reference that home directory, and I'm going to show them to you now. All right, so I'm first going to enter my documents folder because I'm currently in my home right now. And if you hit the tilde, that'll take you home. I'm going back to my documents folder. If you use your bash environment variable home, that will also take you home. So this is a variable, you can change it. If you want to see a list of all of your environment variables, you can do print environment. Home is over here, so this is the specific directory that it takes me to. You can change that variable, by the way. And another thing that you can do to go home is to just do cd with no arguments. And we're going to go over cd a little bit later in this video as well. But before we go over cd, we're also going to talk about another command called ls. So to demonstrate that, I will share my screen again. And clear is something that you can do to clear the screen so it's nice looking. But ls stands for list, and it lists the contents of a directory. So right now it's listing all the contents in my home directory. There are a lot of flags that you can give ls. Here are some of the most common ones. ls-a will list all the files in your directory, including hidden files. The hidden files aren't special in any way, but the name of that file starts with a dot. So when you do regular ls, it filters out those files for a set of reasons. If you do ls-l, that will list each file in one line. So in addition to the file name, which is here, it will also give you some more metadata, such as the permissions, the ownership, the size, the modification date. So if that information is useful to you, then perhaps this is a command you can use.
Another useful ls flag is -g. So when we do ls-g, this will give us a graphical version of it, and it colors items according to what they are. So in my case, if I wouldn't have had the -g, this is what my directories would look like, which is not as nice. And another useful flag is -f. And do -f, you'll see that there will be a slash after directories. And so in this case, they're all directories, therefore they all have slashes, but this is really helpful when you have a combination of directories and files. So now we're going to go over CD. So CD stands for change in directory. When you type just CD into your terminal, like we just learned, this will take you to your home directory. So anytime we want to change the directory, we are going to type CD and then add some sort of extra thing to that. So if I type in pwd, this means print working directory, and this will give me the current directory I'm currently at. Like we just learned, if we type ls, this is going to give us the directories inside that folder. And so say I want to go to my desktop folder, so I'm going to do cd desktop. I want to hit enter. My directory is going to change to that. I can also add several names to it. So let's say I want to go back to my home directory, which is Iliana Cantu. So I'm just going to go back to CD, and I'm going to do cd desktop slash decrypted by us slash folder 3. So this will take me all the way to my folder 3. And now let's assume that I want to go back to my Decrypted by Us folder. So I'm going to do cd ... This will take us to the previous directory. We can also, again, go back into our folder 3 and then do cd ... And this will take us 2 directories back. And so basically you could have like cd ... all the way to the very, very last folder you were in. And so what ... does is just basically take you back and take you back and take you back.
So now we're going to go into some shortcuts to avoid typing, which is always very useful to know. One interesting one that I just learned about is Ctrl R, which is called a reverse I search. So let's say you type this long command starting with git. So if you do Ctrl R, you can initiate the search and then type the thing you're looking for. So I'll do git, and it provides me a suggestion, which is the most recent command that matches my search. And if you don't like it, you can keep typing to narrow your search, or you can hit Ctrl R to iterate through other options that match what you're looking for. So for example, different commands starting with git. You can search any word in the command that you're looking for. It doesn't necessarily have to be the first word. So for example, I was working with this specific software called Libra, and if I do this, I can also search for a command that included that. Another really interesting shortcut to avoid typing is the up arrow for history. This is probably something you're familiar with, but if you hit up, it'll just take you through the most recent commands that you've worked with. And then there's tab completion. So let's say you want to go into your documents folder, you can do cd D and then hit tab. It'll show you everything that starts with D. If you want to narrow it down, you can do cd do and hit tab, and that will show you just documents and downloads. And then finally, we want to introduce you to a pretty cool tool that has made computer science for us a little easier. So this is called TLDR. It stands for too long, didn't read, and it can be installed on basically every operating system. You can check out the link below to learn more about installation and use a test version. But the basic idea is that man pages are really hard to read. So TLDR provides community-driven short summaries of the man pages that you want to give you all the information that is helpful to you. Say we want to learn more about the grep command, we can do man grep, and this provides us a bunch of information. So if we want to use TLDR, so this is a demo on the browser, but ideally this can be installed in your computer. You would be able to get a shorter summary of the command you're looking for. Thank you for watching our video on terminal basics. We know we didn't cover everything, but hopefully that gave you a better understanding of what the terminal is and how you can become more comfortable using it. Check out future videos on the channel for more detailed explanation on cool things.
Bye, good luck.